Good evening, and welcome to Talking After Dark. I am your host, and I am so excited about this first session of Talking After Dark. What today's topic will be about a good man is hard to find, except the right one. I know that that comes to you as no shock, as no surprise, because as many of you are seeking relationships and companionships. And when I talk about a good man being hard to find, I'm not just talking about a man, but I'm talking about a good woman as well, a good person. Relationships today are very much different than they used to be in past times. Uh, there was a time before where there were a plethora, I should say, of men and women both available, and the quantity was very much of the expectation. Nowadays, you don't know what you're getting. The roles have reversed so much that men are assuming the roles of women, and women are assuming the roles of men for various reasons. I mean, for instance, some women have had to be the mother and the father, and some men, in their instances, have had to be the mother and the father as well because of divorces, because of other relationships, or other situations or circumstances that their relationships have been confounded with. But nevertheless, it's been very difficult for a lot of people to find a very wholesome relationship. And I hope that during these talks that we will open up some doors, some windows, and some opportunities to have some conversations and some dialogue about some hard things that are paramount to the uh, successfulness of our relationships. But because we fail to have these relationships, we lose a lot of time, a lot of space, a lot of energy. We fall short of the mark because the things that we should be feeding to our relationships that we're not feeding, we're actually depriving the relationship of such conversations. And by doing so, our relationships remain in peril. I will tell you that it's a difficult time for all of us in a lot of ways, especially as it relates to relationships. But nevertheless, there is an opportunity that presents itself to us that we cannot lose focus and lose sight of. And that is, as difficult as it is to find a soulmate, we have to remember that the greatest relationship that we can have is a relationship with the Father. Will we subject ourselves to God's will and God's ways for our life? We allow God to be the head of our lives. We'll allow God to be the most primary thing in our life, our primary focus, the main priority in our lives. Surely then we know that by having this relationship with God, it is the best relationship that we can possibly have. Why? Because He knows exactly what we have need of. He knows exactly who we're looking for, what we're looking for, and timing is everything. We want relationships to happen and produce great effects in our timing, but it doesn't work that way. When we lend ourselves to the will of God and the ways of God and allow ourselves to be led to not to our own understanding, and we let God find our soulmates and send them to us without us looking and searching for them, we're going to find ourselves in a much better, greater situation. I think that sometimes as we look and search for others and significant others in our lives, we make so many mistakes. But listen, talking after dark is about helping us to reach those places and having those conversations that is going to help us to be better for ourselves, better for our soulmates, and put ourselves in a better position to receive them when they come. So listen, I'm looking forward to having your comments about a good man being hard to find. Hit the share button, hit the like button, and look, hit the subscribe button and become a faithful subscriber to Talking After Dark. We are going to have some really great conversations. Thank you and God bless you. Remember, I'm looking for your comments.